All right, we're recording. This is Beyond Me.
Hey.
And take one. Introduce yourself. Tell us a little bit about yourself and what you stand for as an artist.
Hi, my name is Costabelle Ja'nae. I was born in Indianapolis, Indiana. What I stand for as an artist, compassion and truth and love, and also beauty and life, and also I guess the pain, most definitely, that most people can, relate to. So that's what I stand for, most definitely.
Okay.
Wow.
All right, Bobby. So tell us a little bit about yourself and then what you stand for as an artist.
Yeah, man. My name is Bobby BGAME. Born and raised here in Indy, Nat Town. Music has been a interesting aspect in my life, and it's created my stance when it comes to speaking out. I learned that my government last name means to speak out. So, and BGAME kind of means the same thing. So, speaking out, seeking, always seeking, not settling. It's me and discovery, and not in the sense of Christopher Columbus, discovery,
Yeah.
but more in allowing yourself to be open to learning more.
Mm.
And Beyond Me is helping me illustrate that on this platform. So I'm happy to be a part of Beyond Me.
Awesome. My name is Watson Tunez, and Tunez with a Z. And a little bit about myself is just really, and what I stand out for is the Tunez is really getting people in tune with their healing power. And the importance of that healing power within us is our ability to find that inner strength to overcome trials and tribulations that life throws at us.
Yeah.
And so everybody has the ability to heal. We just got to create the music that gives them the mindset to be able to do that. So Watson Tunez and the Tunez Squad, that's what we're trying to do, become a unit where people can come and heal. All right, so share now a little bit, just briefly, your life story, what got you here, and then just how music has played a role in it.
My life story.
Wow.
I'm only 24, so
I hear that.
but I felt a lot, and my life story has been a lot of feeling and connection with people in a way where emotionally I've always been very attentive to people. So my life story hasn't been very hard or very difficult, but I do have my emotional, emotional, how can I explain it, times and moments, and it has shaped me the person I am today.
Mm-hmm.
And that's how it comes into my music, as I said, like beauty, pain, and also compassion. And I think that's what, my life story is almost like that. And mostly in my music, it's like that. That's what I talk about. Recently, I'm like 4 years old in my 20s, so I'm learning new things in the adult world. The adult world is interesting and it's nerve-wracking, but I'm beginning to learn about it. I have, you guys, as I can ask any question and shape my story that way, where I can ask, hey Watson, what do you think about this? And Bobby, what do you think about this? Situation. And I have people around me, so I'm building it still, and and I'm just looking forward to it. But I kind of had a crazy emotional roller coaster of a life, but my outer world wasn't that bad. But I'm still processing and learning and healing, definitely.
Nice. So when we talk about your story, have you heard of the hero's journey?
No.
Okay,
I don't
so
think so, no.
at the beginning, think of it like Star Wars. Okay,
Yeah.
and the reason I'm bringing that is at the beginning of your life story. Like, tell us a little bit about. Basically, the hero story you have. There's Costabelle,
Mhm.
and she knows she's called to do more, but
Yeah.
these are the status quo.
Yeah.
And then something happens, right? So
Mhm.
talk about that turning point that says,
That turning
okay, I
point.
gotta face this. I gotta take a step and do
Yeah.
this music thing, because you weren't always like gung ho about music.
No, I
So
wasn't.
tell us how you became like, okay, I felt a call to do music, and then now tell us on the other side some of
Oh,
the
man.
experiences that you've had that have really shaped that. Oh, this is my calling, and then on this side also tell us how you're using music to make a difference. So the hero story is kind of like that at the beginning. Tell us a little bit why did you feel called to do music?
Why I got into music
yeah,
and-
so forth. Yeah. So talk about tell us briefly your story.
Yeah.
How you felt called to get into music.
Mm-hmm.
You know, trying to do that, and then on the other side, how do you see using the music to make an impact, basically? So,
The way how I got into music, I mean, that turning point why I got into music, I would say emotional life. Like, as I said, like the adult world, it was getting too much. Like in music, I don't know, that you cave back in and think about your younger self. Like, what did I want to do actually before everybody told me to go to college and say, forget about the art thing and it's not going to make any money. And I think because I had that negative voice around me all the time and nobody really saw the vision or the vision or the path I'm trying to take, even though it was confusing. I had confusing people around me, constantly telling me, things. And then it got difficult where my friends recently told me, like, you changed. They're like, you changed. You didn't really was spontaneous anymore. You wasn't quirky or creative. And because I thought that I was supposed to change around me because I was getting older. So I was like, forget about, all that, and the music. I was doing music with you for 3 years before, and I wasn't serious. I was serious, but I wasn't too serious because I couldn't see the vision for it because, as I said, around me was confusing people, and I didn't really see my own vision either. I kind of gave up on myself until I gave myself that try again, and that was over the summer. And crazy summer this year, and the summer shaped me, and then it kind of made me realize, like, to go back into what I wanted to do. And at a young age, I always remember the first thing I always thought about as a career would be an artist, musician. So I guess that childlike wonder sparked up again after a tumultuous summer. I'm not gonna go into it, but it made me realize, like, oh, I need to go back into the things that I like, and don't compromise, and don't lose yourself, and don't change yourself completely. And I think that's what turned me back into music. And then I guess that pain, and then your influence when it comes to Beyond Me, it made me realize, like, my pain can be alchemized and changed into something positive, and bring abundance out of it, and push out, whatever low frequency I'm going in, or like I'm having a hard time, I can push it out and alchemize it into art, sound, beauty, pain, and that's what my music is all about. So I'm always thinking about the things above and beyond me. And then that's why I kind of go back into music now. Now I find my purpose why I want to do music, versus back in the day it used to be, oh, just fame, or it's cool to do music, but you have to have an ethos while you're going into something. What, when, and why you want to do it. So yeah.
Good.
Definitely.
Good.
Wow.
All right. Bobby, so live is just share your life story again, try to look at it like a hero's journey. Know for you can go in all sorts of different directions, but we're really narrowing in that music. So really at the beginning, it's like, how did you get that call? What was the status quo like growing up? And then you get this call to do music and all of that. How did that make, a difference? And then now, how are things for you now? How do you look at the world and everything?
Yeah, thank you. That was really powerful.
Thank you.
For me, it took me to this memory that was, it was kind of sad. When you come up with a not so wealthy family, and when you get gifts, and you got a lot of siblings and relatives that live with you, it's really not your gift, Mm-hmm. And but I remember when my my grandmother bought me a boombox, and when I say she bought me a boombox, I'm saying it from a perspective of boombox was popular this year, and then it's Walkmans. So if I'm talking about a Walkman, that means you can check in my age now. And now I'm just not getting a boombox, right? So I'm late, but I'm got it, right. And I'm bumping my music, and one of the reasons she bought me that boombox was because she had this huge, really lovely stereo system, and everything was allowed except for hip hop music on that stereo system. So when she would leave the house, we would get the stereo system, our tape, and put it in there and bump the music. And somebody would be keeping an eye out the window, and sometimes we would forget. Yeah. And then back in that time, if something happened, the tape got stuck, it would be messed up. So you got to know what to do. So whenever a tape stopped, you're like, oh my God, it's the tape. So, and then also profiling. So profiling was something you had to learn with music. So I'm profiling the music, and I'm listening to my music, and I'm like, yeah. And all of a sudden the tape stopped. And I'm like, oh snap, the tape stopped. So I get out the bathroom, run out through the bedroom, and as soon as I hit the door for the front room, I see my grandmother reaching down in there, pulling my tape out. She's like, didn't I tell you not to play this type of music? No! So she buys me a boombox now. And I'm excited because now I can play my music. And then, I only have it for like literally 1 week, and then I come home one day and I'm like, and where's my boombox
Where did
at?
it go?
And then I knew, I had a uncle who was he was a drug addict. So he would steal things out the house and go pawn them for alcohol or drugs. And when I saw it was missing, I looked in every room. I knew he had took it, and that kind of just hurt me and drew me to say I got to start doing music more. I could have gave up at that moment. But then I started listening to music more through friends, and realized people liked it, how I would do songs, covers, like Boyz II Men and BBD, and, rapping was, I was liking hip-hop, but I liked it, a lot back then. It was more R&B style hip-hop, But that kind of drove me into my teenage years, and I never really wrote music. I just rewrote music. So that helped me learn how to write music. And then so that was my journey moving in. And then I think I was like in my 20s where I had wrote, my grandmother, before she passed away, she challenged me to do a Jesus rap. So back then, it wasn't called gospel hip hop or Christian. It was called Jesus rap. Jesus rap. So she challenged me, and I was like, man, I can do that. That ain't nothing. And she didn't believe me, and then I turned around and did it. And she, in that moment, her attitude changed towards hip hop. So she was okay with it because I did that Jesus rap.
Mm-hmm.
So that kind of steered me into this type of music. But I always wanted to do just whatever type music, you know, because I was into a lot of experiences, you know what I mean? So some of my music didn't always reflect, you know, just positivity.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, it had it in there, but it wasn't, you know, what we would say full positivity, you know what I mean? So that drove me into experience more about life, and then I signed up for a contest for writing a song about peace.
Mm-hmm.
And I wasn't expecting to, you know, win or to even be placed. I just said, I'm going to just do it, and whatever happens, happens. And then I think out of 1,100 entries, I came in 3rd place.
Mm-hmm.
And I got to go to New York and record in a big known studio, Manhattan Studios, where Timberland used to do a lot of his music, and Justin Timberlake and all of them. So I got to record that song, and that kind of pushed me more into positive hip hop.
Right.
So that kind of just pushed me into this lane, and I was able to just kept going with the music
Mm-hmm.
and in this style. And I started to figure, I had many names before Bobby BGAME too. I had my first rap name was called Vicious, and Vicious stood for Victory in Christ is our ultimate salvation. And then I kind of didn't like that name after some point. Even though it's nice, I just felt like it ain't fully me.
Mm-hmm.
What is this salvation?
Mm-hmm.
You know, that I got to talk about, that touch me, you know, and how am I saved? And I felt like the more I wrote my music, I was saving myself, because it gave me a reason to keep pushing. So I went from Vicious to Vision One, and then to Bobby BGAME. So Bobby BGAME emerged at a time where I felt like, you know, to be able to share my life, you had to understand my life. So I couldn't just say when I do music it's just this way, because my life wasn't just that way. Even though people in a certain, you know, lifestyle, they became to respect me in a different way. You know, before it was, you know, Bobby is, you know, just this person that hung out in the hood.
Yeah.
And then Bobby changed. He went to church, and then Bobby's traveling the world, and then so it became like I'm absorbing this game from different walks of my life. And I feel like I outgrew these names, you know what I mean, with the visions that I was experiencing through traveling and through interacting with different people from different cultures and different religions and different languages. And that became something that I had to make it into me, you know, and not just an experience. So the game came out, and then everybody used to call me Bobby B, like Bobby Brown. And so I was like, let me keep it where it could still have that B there, but okay, B game, you know. And then I was able to define that to bring in game. It's several meanings, I would say, but it's like the mentality you got to bring it is now upon this earth. I can't wait no longer. So now it's like I have to share everything that I've absorbed through life and allow people to know that, you know, don't get stuck in one angle, because you won't be able to fulfill your full potential. You won't be able to fulfill that type of lifestyle if you stuck in one lane, because you'll just be, you know, you'll just be focused on one thing. And if that's what you want, then that's a part of your game, you know, but you won't be able to elaborate well enough if you're not well-rounded. So I became more well-rounded with things, and it allowed me to be able to communicate in places that other people couldn't. You know, I was in many situations where the game got me out, you know what I mean, because I could talk about something, you know, and it was like, all right, get on out of here, or, you know, we ain't gonna lock you up today, or thanks for making me laugh, you know. So it was a lot of different, like you say, the hardships. Those hardships became my stepping stones. And now it's more like okay, I got to give these stones back so the next person can use them to step in their life. So,
yeah, that's deep.
yeah.
Really, really.
Is the B game, is there an acronym for it, or is just the game of life? Or
The B is for many things.
Yeah.
You know, bringing God's anointed mentality on earth. B is for bold. B is for bad.
Mm-hmm.
B is for brilliant. You know, the G, I mean, I can go into every letter that can go deeper and deeper because I wrote it out.
Mm-hmm.
So I didn't want to just, like I said, it's a well-rounded, so if it was the game, anointed mentality on earth is everything that I'm expressing is the
Mm-hmm.
game. And when you receive it, it becomes more like, now you are part of the game too, you know, because now you got something that I gave you,
Mm-hmm.
so you got to give the game to somebody else.
Mm-hmm.
Gotcha.
So,
Yeah.
Very good. Very
Yeah.
good. Everything for me begins in the Caribbean island of Haiti. And it was with a simple act of love and compassion that
Mhm.
really changed my situation around. So being born in the Caribbean island of Haiti, you experience death, you experience poverty, you experience the happiness of family. And then my world just suddenly got really dark. Around 3 or 4 years old, my mom passed away. And my youngest sister and I, so I've got, there's 5 siblings. And then my mom was with my dad was with another woman before. So a lot of the other siblings I didn't know. But at the house, it was just, I got my 2 older sisters, my youngest one, Cece, and we were just lying on the dirt floor one day. And my dad was gone. My mom had already obviously passed away, and my sisters were supposed to be in school. So we had about 1 month left to live, and we're malnourished, very, very sick. And this missionary comes and she rescues us, and her name is Betty Snyder. So she rescued us based on the fact that my 2 older sisters did not show up for school that day. So she comes, she rescues us, puts us in 2 separate orphanages, and I never thought I'd see my youngest sister Cece again, and any of that. I thought I would always be an orphan and trying to figure it out. And then suddenly, about 6 months later, I'm pulled off to the side in the orphanage that I'm going to be adopted. And they give me a little picture of what my mom and dad are going to be.
Mm-hmm.
And little did I know it was my adopted dad, Charlie, had met my youngest sister, Cece. And that was, there was a spark there. And he wanted to adopt her. And Betty Snyder said, yep, she's got an older brother. And that was me. So the 2 of us was, that's not buy one, get one free, but you bring one,
Yeah.
get another one. So,
Yeah.
So that was me. So growing up, coming to America,
Yeah.
it was extremely difficult to transition when you come from another country here, not speaking the language. So I quickly had to figure out some way to connect with people other than just sports.
Right.
And so music became that outlet. And it was first gospel songs, cassette tapes, all of that. And CD players, we went through, then iPods, everything. But the idea was music was this element that I really loved. And no matter what, like, we were going through in Haiti, people sang. And it was the power of singing that would, like, help you. Like, I'm starving. I don't know where my next meal is.
Mm-hmm.
So I let the music tell my pain. One of the things I say, man, I bleed out the pain and the suffering that I'm experiencing through the pen as I write this. And so that became an outlet for me because nobody could understand what I was going through. And even my folks that adopted me couldn't speak the language and didn't know anything about the
Right.
culture. So anyway, what I fell in love with was pop, R&B, and hip hop, and that blend of that. And so music, specifically hip hop, became my gateway into learning the English culture and the language. And so it became this tool that I quickly would spend hours in my room learning to mix and master, learning to write songs and produce. And so
Yeah.
at first I didn't really sing or anything like that. It was more just writing poetry and spoken word. And then little by little, my English started to pick up, and I could understand things, and from listening. And so with that, I had this powerful tool. And as I began to write songs, people began to relate to the songs that I was going through. And I found out that in 2010, when there was a huge earthquake, I developed a mixtape, and I got an opportunity to learn how to use my story, through this music, to be able to help people heal through that. And then that led to humanitarian work. So there's this thing that I learned. The music was the emotion, connecting with people through this music. And then it was the action, the going out there, being with the kids, starting the school. You needed both. You need to emotionally connect with people, and you need the action to show tangible love and what it looks like, right? And so when I combined those two things, that's what really helped me. Like, that's where Watson Tunez. And then what really confirmed that was, fast forward, we're in college, Beyond Me, starting up, doing music now. And then I also just loved teaching. So I was in this classroom all the time, and I became an English language arts teacher, high school. And there was this one kid didn't show up to school for several weeks, and found out because he was trying to take his own life, and so he had to be just on watch guard. So he was at the hospital and for several weeks, and he comes back, and I'm teaching and everything, and he comes back, and so I was like, man, how are you doing and everything? He's like, man, I was at the hospital. I tried to take my life several times, and I had to go in the hospital, and I listened to one of your songs. And typically, I'm not big into music, and especially your music, but I listened to that song, and I really listened, and I decided that I want to live. And so it was that experience. Once I experienced that music can make an impact in people's lives. That when you go into these detention facilities and you go into all these different communities, and they're really moved by the words that you're saying and by the emotion and everything, I learned that it was a powerful tool. So music has played a big role in my life, because it's taught me how to tangibly help people through the words and to lift them, to uplift them. Music should always be used as an instrument to uplift and not bring them down. And so that was a tangible way that I could, as an artist, get people in tune with that healing power. So if we can help one little guy or gal, decide that they want to live because they heard a song,
and that's what
they get them in tune.
That's what Beyond Me is about. You, like you said, not to put down, because most music puts down, show off too much. You talk about the pain, the struggle, like how we were doing right now. Most people need to do that, and a lot of people need to hear that. So
absolutely,
it's good to have that through music.
Absolutely. Awesome. Okay, so this one is, what is Beyond Me, and what makes it a unique music group?
What is Beyond Me? It's literally what it says. It's beyond yourself, all of it. And for me, it's going beyond yourself, of being kind and nice and doing things like a little bit extra that you wouldn't do. Not for the sake of, hoping somebody could say, thank you, or, give you validation. It's out of your good heart of, the goodness, that good divine goodness that's flowing through you, that you can still be a positive light, to people. So I see Beyond Me as, as musicians, that we do the positivity and that light through our music. As I said, like alchemizing, pushing out that pain that we experience in our life, and we write it down, sing it out, rap it out, and hope it touches and captivates you in a way where this person is talking about the pain that I've been struggling with. I haven't heard this in a long time, that someone would say this this way, or say it in their perspective, and that's what Beyond Me is about. It makes us stand out in a way where we talk about the struggle and also the compassion for that struggle. We also kind of say that life is not perfect and it's okay, because that beauty and that compassion will bring us together. That pain that we universally feel is going to be sang by Beyond Me. So yeah, that's what makes us, much more different, because we live in a time and day where most of the songs are all about, as I told you, vibing, just a bunch of nonsense. There is some artists out there who have a vision and a voice, but they're not being pushed in the forefront. So we need more artists to be pushed out in the forefront with more positivity, more uplifting, grace and stuff like that. So that's what Beyond Me really stands for. Yeah.
Good. Excellent. All
Yeah.
right. Bobby, do you have anything you want to add to that?
She
good?
did it.
Yeah.
Slam
I
dunk.
think it was good. All right, Bobby. What has been your favorite memory or moment with Beyond Me so far as an artist?
Favorite. I don't think it's a favorite yet, but yeah, just being in the being a part of Beyond Me in the building phases. When you can see how things have changed and grown, that allows you to know that it's working.
Yeah.
Seeing people come and go, it allows you to see what into yourself, how you can improve and work, discovering more. I think I performed in front of a lot of different people, but when I've performed and bringing this type of message, it gives you more confidence to know that people want this kind of music, even though they're stuck with listening to some old school music that they might like, or this current music. I think because we are here, we're filling a void that's not being given to the ears.
Yeah.
So because we can offer this kind of void with our music, it allows me to feel more motivated to continue and to continue to develop this type of sound. And
Yeah.
so that's something, just the touring, just all of it, you know what I mean? Learning how to do sound, learning how to promote, making virtuals, all of that, just learning. Beyond Me offers a platform for you to learn and to, become an expert at what you're trying to bring to the table.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Do you?
Yeah, my favorite memory has been really at the pinnacle of our tour, the last one, and where we seemed like for the first time it felt like, man, we are a
I know
music
which
group.
one. Yeah.
And like we were at the top. It was the Bates and Hendrick one
Festival, yeah.
festival.
The
yeah,
neighborhood?
yeah.
Yeah,
where
that
you
one.
where you have like the seeing one of my favorite ones, just seeing Costabelle give a fan that was just bawling
Oh yeah,
a
a hug.
hug.
That one was
that's
really
that's
good.
a beautiful moment there, because it means that the music and what we're seeing
Yeah.
relates to them, and then you can see them how they sing along. So the songs are enough that their people can quickly catch it and and sing along. That's really good, because sometimes you go in, you hear new artists, but you don't know the lyrics and you don't know them that well. You like the music, but if it's done right. And then also I love the fact that we were telling stories and really being more connecting rather
Yeah.
than just move on to the next song, the next song, the
Yeah.
next song.
It gives
So-
a pause in a way where you can connect with the audience who don't know you, which
Right.
that's what Watson made possible. So it's a good idea, definitely.
Yeah. So it felt like the show and everything coming together. So my favorite memory was just being there. You had the lights. It was perfect.
Oh yeah, it was sundown.
We were stopping
and
traffic.
then Bobby was going in.
Bobby was going like, next song, come on.
I'm like,
Let's go."
Bobby, we gotta go.
Yeah. So we were stopping traffic. It was
Yeah, it was
that
good.
that was the moment where I was like, okay,
we felt
Beyond Me has something. And the you know, Mila, who's behind the camera, shout out to Mila and the whole camera crew right here.
Yeah.
And she, beautiful pictures, you know, and we all were in our own unique little style, how we were dressed and everything, but still had the shirt that was representing.
Also the colors too.
The colors,
the white shoes. I had the black boots and the white skirt, and we had the black shirt.
White there. We were all
in unison. So that day, I agree. That was my favorite one.
Yeah.
We were all in unison in that.
Right.
With fists all up and connecting. It was really good.
Right.
Yeah, that was the best one. I think we can collectively say.
Yeah. So that was the favorite memory. This one, number 5 now. How do other members, this is really good. How do other members of Beyond Me inspire you to be a better person, better artist? How do they push you? What would you say? Costabelle, kind of going in a little circle, but
I want to know.
Well, you know,
Bobby, go ahead, take it, Bobby.
I think that they really, you know, I think wherever you are, you should be open to reprove and advice, suggestions, because again, when you're in a group, you gotta think that other people are looking at you from another angle. Whether you're bringing your angle, they might see things a different way. And you know, I think I discovered a different me. I had a friend that said something to me the other day. She was like, "Man, I'm happy. You're learning a lot by being with the people you're with now. I can see it." You know, they said that to me, and it was like, wow. You know, you have a better way of working with people, and I think it was just, you know, developing a idea that can be more accepting amongst other people, especially with this kind of grand vision that we have as hip hop humanitarians. You know, you can offer your point of view, but can your point of view go beyond your point of view and be accepted in other regions of the world or parts of the country or different genres? So I think with this type of environment that we develop here at Beyond Me, it's conducive for you to be willing to want to learn and grow and not just be as if you got it all together. So I like how we constructively advise one another to become, you know, what we deem is something better.
Yeah.
You know, and then you discover that through adaptation and implementation. So
like you said in the lyric, adapt to it.
Yeah.
Nothing I can do.
Right. Yeah.
Adapt to it. That's always in my head.
If you don't adapt to it, you're constantly struggling with it. And I think when people listen to my music, it always conveys the situation I'm going through and how I had to move through it. You know, so that's where I always want my music to be. Is
Costabelle?
Oh, like what were you were saying? Your music, right? When I brought up the adapt to it, because you were talking about adapting, and it's funny the way how you guys influence me is like the music, like Bobby's rap and Nothing I Can't Do. I hear it every time in my head. And I hear sometimes your voice is very powerful, by the way, but it's like I hear adapt to it whenever I feel low or down and I'm trying to I don't want to wrestle. And then sometimes I hear like your voice will be like adapt to it. 'Cause it's just like music can do that, where you can listen to a lyric, that singer who sang that one line. Sometimes it's a spiritual thing where it's just like it plays in your head and you hear that lyric and you're just like, it goes on top of like, you know, your situation. So the way how I'll say like my bandmates, you know, you guys, you know, the lyrics, when I came back to sing over the summer, I listened to Stuck, and that one touched me. It hit different, much like after I left Beyond Me for a while, and then Stuck hit a different way, and then listening to Nothing I Can't Do, you guys' verses killed it for me, where I was like, this is touching, like it really touched me, and I was like, and every time I'm getting emotional about it, because it gives me that boost, like to get up, adapt to it. There's nothing I can't do. I hear Watson saying there's nothing. It's like my bandmates are like there in my head telling me, to keep going. So it's like I can't hope. I'm looking forward to that song, being big.
Yeah.
And people can hear that like voice being harsh and being like, wake up, get up, change. Like the world is changing, but adapt to it, change, and be better.
Right.
And that's what Beyond Me gave me. So
Nice.
Good.
Yeah.
Good.
Wow.
So to tag team of that, it's just like walk everybody through like our creative process. You can talk a little bit about your creative process as an artist, but also be sure to what's like, we've been working together. So walk through the creative process. How do you create music and collaborate with others?
How do you?
So yes, I'll start.
Watson.
Yeah, I'll start. So the creative process is each time is a little bit different, but it typically, I would say the uniqueness about Beyond Me's is like it's off of real life events. We don't, in the most part, we don't have a persona that we try to keep. It's just be real about the events going on in the world. Be real about yourself, the pain and suffering, and using that as a instrument to find the healing in the midst of that, and captivate that moment through a song, and so that's that moment. So one of the songs, like I'll Find You, for example, huge earthquake happened, and that brought that song together. Like I'll find you in the midst of what you're going through right now, and I've been through it. We hear so many songs, you're not alone, that type of thing. It's such a common thing, but that one is more, I'll find you, like in the midst of you're crying, you're sad, you're brokenhearted. I'm there too, and we're gonna find each other in the midst of that. So that came out of that a huge earthquake happening. So the creative process is typically what's going on in the world, and what's the message that we can really bring. If there's a lot of, another one, Rise, that was from a lot of, in 2016, it was hard to be a black person because it was like getting hit after and after. And it was like, the Rise was like the feeling of crabs in a bucket. We talk about, so the idea is what's going on in the world, where are people hurting, and how can we create the words and the experience and articulate that through our music and our visuals to help people captivate that. And then from then on, it's like who can really bring it with the collaboration, with the voice, who's got the voice that can really help with that in the message and overall. So we come together for the Long Way to Go. That was just to bring the whole team together. But in our next projects and album, it's so exciting because it's not led by just one person's vision. It's going to be led by all three of our vision. We can bring together ideas of songs that we have, but at the end of the day, it's like we got to feel it. We got to feel that and resonate with it so that we can write our verse, our parts to it, melody and everything. So it's going to be really interesting. And as we're doing this, we're in the middle of a lock-in. So lock-in for Beyond Me means that us three just like spend a tremendous amount of time together to figure out what music we're going to be doing, to work on some of our projects that we've been kind of have put to the side because we're on tour or we got a lot of stuff going on. So the creative process for us is finding real music, real events, connecting that with a track that's going to really do it. And in providing a level of high excellence, we really emphasize that. Sometimes you have to go back in the booth and rewrite that verse, and everything. So that's a little bit of just to start. Anything you guys want to add to that?
My writing process is, as I said, life experiences and pain, emotional pain actually. And now I'm also having a different perspective on writing too when it comes to cultures and also people. and other people's perspectives. So I put that in my music. I would like to put that more in my music. I would like to do that writing process of talking to somebody about a life story and write it in a way where their perspective and my perspective can be written in a way where, you know, it's humanitarian in a way.
Yeah.
So yeah, that's
beautiful. Let me ask you guys this, Bobby. I want to hear you share it. How do you have to write differently compared to when you're with Beyond Me versus you as an artist? How do you write differently, or, you know, your creative process?
When it comes to just this particular tour, because we had like a template.
Right.
It was more, I'm not gonna say easy, but it was more, you could create a little bit more without having to come up with, even though all the lyrics I wrote, but it was like to think of a whole song, it can be like a challenge, you know, and it takes a lot of creative, intuitive to develop that. But when you have already a template, you really just gotta keep adding to it. So when I became a part of the Long Way to Go tour, I just started to think about how would I put myself in that second verse, or if I'm going first, how do I want to come off? Like, what can I say to immediately create the impact in words? So, you know, these verses, I would listen to your verse or the hook, and then I would say, okay, I gotta talk about this and relate to that because he was relating to this and to that. So I want to build on this story, you know, and I want to keep it, you know, I want to make it personal, but now I'm realizing to be broad doesn't mean personal. It means just to connect. So sometimes we experience things just by watching them, not necessarily going through it.
Yeah.
So some of the developmental process comes from that. Then, you know, having to experience everything. But, you know, I appreciate the what can I say, the word, the way that Beyond Me tries to push you to develop your craft outside of, you know, other genres. Not saying that they don't tell you to, but it's like when you're trying to create a genre called humanitarian hip-hop, you have to really start really listening to your words and how do they connect beyond yourself and to other people on many different levels. So when we was able to tour and go to senior citizens, over to youth, and then to all men, and then to predominant women, and then to, you know, youth and back to school, this became something that our music could transcend demographics, whereas some music is just for this genre.
So what type of music you make, and then you can also talk about individual too. All right.
On the count of three. 1, 2, 3.
Humanitarian
hip-hop.
Pop music.
Rap, R&B.
Electronic. Soul. What else? I'm trying to think of disco, club, techno.
We blend a lot.
All positive.
Positive and uplifting.
Yeah.
Let's go.
There it is.
Humanitarian everything.
Humanitarian music. That's just in a nutshell. What are some of your favorite artists that have inspired you?
Well, I know your crush.
Who? Beyonce?
No.
Katy Perry?
No.
No. Someone way distant.
It starts with an L and ends with an E.
Yeah, that's right. It's Lecrae.
Oh.
Lecrae. So every time.
You know what that is? Yeah, you talk about him.
Lecrae
is that your only one?
Well, Lecrae definitely. My next one is Toby Mac.
Okay, yeah,
and
you
Michael
told me that
Jackson.
one.
Those are the
Michael
three.
Jackson,
So
yeah.
I'm a baby of those three. You know what I'm saying? So I don't know how it happens, but
Yeah.
that's where I get my motivation. But yeah, that's for me.
I think mine is a mix of well, my favorite artist is Rihanna, most definitely.
Oh wow.
But I grew up with her.
I didn't know that.
Yeah, Rihanna's my favorite.
Okay.
I like all her songs actually.
Okay.
I can't think of any other art. Aaliyah from back
Love
in the
from
day.
Aaliyah,
Aaliyah.
Mhm.
I have a lot of artists. It's Nirvana. That's the one that's for like 90s,
Yeah.
not R&B, 90s rock grunge.
Okay.
So I listen to a lot of rock music. The Foo Fighters and them inspire me.
Mhm.
I would say a lot of artists is depending on when they're coming on the scene and they're doing something that speaks to me and they're innovative or they're creative and they think outside the box, like Rihanna, Billie Eilish. I can't think of any other artists. I guess Doja Cat.
Mhm.
People who think outside the
Outside
box
of
are the
the-
ones who attract me the most.
Oh, okay. Okay.
But my favorite mostly is Rihanna the most out of
Awesome.
all of them. And Grimes.
Okay. Okay. Yeah, I had
man.
no idea.
You didn't have no
Bobby,
idea?
what about you? Yeah, I had no
Well,
idea.
it's a plethora of genres because, you know, growing up with a strong Christian grandmother, she always used to listen to old school gospel. So it'd be like the Whining Brothers or the, you know, Shirley Caesar or something. So I used to hear that, you know, and then as I would sneak my hip hop, it was more like, you know, I grew up in the Pac and Biggie and, you know, Scarface era. And then
Yeah.
I started to, you know, transition into more like, I think 2000 millennium, it was difficult to say who was a favorite because everybody was coming with different sounds. So I started to adapt to the different sounds, like, you know, with Drake and with
The
Kendrick.
late 2010s.
Yeah.
Or late 2000s.
So that became more, you know, the music I listened to. And then I at some point I didn't listen to anything but my music. I turned the radio off.
Wow.
I recorded a lot, even if it was a really B or C, D level type record and not A in the studio, I would just listen to it because I felt like I just had to listen to my own words and my own style. So, yeah.
Excellent.
That's
Excellent.
cool.
Good.
Listen to your own
Good.
music.
Yeah.
I like that.
Share an experience you had with a fan who was touched by your music. How did that incident affect you as an artist?
Oh man.
You got one?
Oh yeah. So, the event that we had when you weren't feeling well,
Oh yeah.
just before, and we was like, hey, I got another event right after. It was called Hill Indie. So when we went to that Hill Indie event, it was so spiritual because when we arrived, that first they didn't have no space for us. And then she found space in the show. And then when we got there, they lost all power. So now we had to run and get a generator and save the day.
Yeah.
So what became a little space of performance became a full set for me and Watson, right? And I didn't really talk. I mean, I said what's up to a few people and, you know, thank you for them telling me I love your music. But it wasn't, I didn't really make a connect that I thought. And then a week later, I was at another festival and I'm just hanging out with some friends, and then all of a sudden some girl just says, BGAME, and runs and hugs me with this tight hug, and I don't even know. I'm like, what's going on, you know? I saw you perform last week and it was amazing. I was like, and then it's just this feeling, you know, it's a feeling that you get, you know, it's like a, you know how you might get startled and you feel this little
Shingle
or something
chain.
that goes
Yeah.
up on you. That's how it felt when she said it, like a startle, but it was a startle because she startled me, but it was more like a, wow, really, you remember me? Wow. So, and then after that experience, this person, you know, was inspired to do music, so I was like, okay, I got a home studio. She came to my home studio, and then later she invited me to her house. Oh man, and that became just this revival, new age revival type experience, but I ain't gonna go into that. But
Wow.
it was just now me and this person are friends, and now they want to work with us. So
Oh, that's cool.
I'm really that was like my only fandom.
Yeah.
Fandom craze first time.
My first fandom experience.
Watson has a lot though. I
Yeah,
know that.
I got a lot.
Yeah.
But
At least this year. I'm talking about this
This year.
year. I ain't
Yeah,
going
yeah,
back.
yeah.
yeah. Oh man, we have a lot, but yeah, I think that one's good. I shared one previously. How about you, Costabelle? Has there been some of them?
A fan?
Yeah. Is there any particular person?
That lady who I hugged.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
And I guess the many uplifting compliments of people telling me that my voice is
Yeah.
good.
Yeah.
You know.
I had one for you. We performed 3 times at Lowe's, and so the next day, Sergio, his name is Sergio, and so he comes up. He's like, he's got a Haitian accent. He's like, who was that young lady you had that was in your group?
The one with the dreads? I
Yeah,
think?
he had dreads.
Yeah.
And he's like, man, she's really good. I like her. She had a good voice. And so
That's good.
it was really cool. So yeah, so it really impacted him.
That's good.
It's unique about me. I rap and sing, but I also do facials.
Ooh.
So if you need some,
Korean beauty.
Korean glass skin,
Glass skin.
we can help
Sell
you.
TikTok.
I can help you with that. All right.
Yeah.
Yeah. So
There you go.
Don't
That's
judge a book by its cover.
don't.
That's right.
Yeah.
Just go to the BGAME.
What about Watson?
Gotcha.
BGAME shop. Fun fact. About me. Well, I think I survived a hurricane, my first hurricane. So that's
Where?
crazy in Haiti.
Oh. Okay.
It was crazy. Yeah, it was my little sister and I. We were trapped inside this house, and the water started rising, and
Oh.
the wind, the trees start smashing down and all that stuff, and it was just that was the craziest time. And then my youngest sister, started passing out.
Mhm.
So the water's rising. We're stuck. It's in this space like this,
Mhm.
but there's no way out.
Wow.
The water just keeps rising and rising.
Oh my gosh.
And there's we don't, mom, dad not around, sisters not,
Yeah.
and everything. And so I still got scars in my body because of that experience. But
What a fun fact.
yeah, so
Dang, that was a fun fact.
Yeah.
That was a disturbing fact,
Oh my
man.
gosh.
Dang. Hey,
Yeah.
It's
It's
okay.
a vibe.
It's
go
real.
ahead and donate right now to the cause.
To be honest, right here, Watson.
You heard it live. That's a fact.
That's a fact.
The fun thing about it
Fun
is
fact.
he's here to tell it.
I'm here to live to tell it.
Yeah.
Live.
Yeah.
Yeah.
For me, fun fact, I do modeling and I paint.
Cool.
I sell paintings. I have an Instagram page too, that shows my paintings on there. But I also do modeling. I went to LA to do some acting work, but just for a international, what do you call it? International competition.
Okay.
It was an international competition.
Mhm.
I was first runner-up for best headshot in best commercial modeling.
Nice.
So it was cool. So that's one of the
we
best.
got over here.
So that's why I'm glad. That's one of the fun facts I'd like to wear proudly, because that took a lot of money and work.
Yeah.
Wow.
And also I do caregiving. So while this whole music thing, I'm
taking care
I'm
of our
taking
elders.
taking care of elderly people who are
Nice.
telling
Look
me
at
their lives and
Right.
telling me their stories, and I do love it. I do like caregiving a little bit. I started with my grandmother, but that's my fun fact. So
Nice.
yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah.
Good. Yeah. All right. If you are involved with any volunteer work, please tell us about it. Or some volunteer work you guys been involved with, Best.
How about this year?
Yeah. So
Yeah, let's
we
talk
always
about
do,
that
man,
one.
we got
what we did.
got years and years, yeah.
Yeah.
But the best year, I would say, this year, I think the most incredible one was when we fed over 1,000 people.
yeah.
Oh yeah, the
And that was
kava.
the so Beyond Me we have a nonprofit division, Beyond Me Initiative. Shout out, and so we got connected with this national organization Can't think of their name, but they're really good. And what they do is they connect nonprofits with restaurants. And so we have a partner with Kava that was opening up a branch over on the west side of Indianapolis.
West side.
Downtown.
And so
area.
they contacted us and they're like, man, we got some food and
opportunity
came. And so next thing we know, because this is right in the middle of a tour.
And then we had to go perform.
Yeah, we were performing
after.
and all that stuff. Yeah, it was crazy. But it's things that you look at and you're like, wow, we actually did that.
Right. And not even a lot of short amount of time.
Yeah,
right?
short time. Yeah.
Notice, it was like you told us, but we didn't. I didn't think we didn't understand what we were actually about to get into.
Right.
Because at some point it was like, hey man, it's a lot of food.
My fridge was stored. And some people had some stored in their fridge. But it was good food.
How we gonna get rid of
right.
How many pounds and pounds?
Well, the funny part was I remember this is with Mila, because she's doing some camera work with us, so get to tease her. But she comes back from Vegas, right?
Oh wow!
And they come back, and her and the family are back. They're not feeling very well.
Yeah.
Here we are. We drive off. We got some Kava food for y'all.
Here you go, fiesta.
So it's things like that. And we help. We serve like those that were homeless. We also just loved on some corporations, things like that. So we did multiple. It wasn't just like one thing, but
1,180 meals.
Yeah,
actually, yesterday on the phone,
like 4 days or something like that.
Yeah,
on the phone call, my mom, somebody, she was talking to somebody else, and someone came on the phone. They were like, "Hey, Costabelle." That's my mom's name, and they were asking about the kava, like, hey, where did you get that kava? Like, I'm hungry, I wanted to get a bag, and my mom's like, it's not from me, it was from Beyond Me, and they were doing something like a non-profit thing, so they were talking to
talking about it.
They're like, hey, can you have them bring us some food? It's like it's not that easy,
the
but
impact can happen just like that, right?
That was yesterday, so it's crazy that you asked that question.
Oh wow.
That's so awesome. That voluntary work was really good.
So awesome. All right, anything else you guys want to talk about
with the volunteer?
With the volunteers, but I would say that was one of the best. So we've done a lot of other work too, and we got some really cool stuff going on, especially with Teamworks. They just send us and they're like, hey, we got some really good projects going on. So but those we will reveal at a later time.
Check our events page.
That's right. BeyondMeEnt.com/events. Let's do it
with an S.
Okay, we're at 16. Tell us about your career and tell us about your career aspirations. So we can just
Bobby can go on that one.
So Bobby,
I haven't
start
had
us
a long
off.
career yet.
You could just say but yours can be about career aspirations. So tell us a little bit. What do you want to accomplish as an artist so far? What have you accomplished already, if you want to, or what do you aspire to? Tell us a little bit about that.
I think with music, I think when you write a song and record it, you're just flabbergasted by it because you're like, dang, that's me. And you can hear yourself. And then when you let somebody else hear it, and then they're like, who is that? Is that you for real? Oh, man, I like that, So just being able to produce music and going through the whole understanding of it, not just artist that records, but learning how to set up the DAW and learning how to create a beat and learning how to mic the, check the mic, and all of these kind of things became a part of the career of music because a lot of rappers or singers, they don't learn the whole game. They learn just that part. So the career aspect of this has become learning the full craft. So I can talk about each area and not just be able to know about it or experience it. And that, shaped my passion to keep moving forward to make music. Because at some points, family life, marriage, all of that can slow your creativity in music
Mm-hmm.
in a way that is not a bad thing. It's someone's pushed you in a state of, okay, I need to build more stories
Mm-hmm.
or experiences so I can come back to that part of my career. Now just finally getting on a label, and talking about how to structure that to become a profitable career hasn't been in the talk, but it was all a part of the process. And now to be here at this point and to glean from all those experiences helped me understand more of the appreciation of this moment, because now I can build more with confidence. And I'm not looking in a sense of I need you to give me something for me to do this craft. Like, I'm already motivated, self-starter.
Good.
Already motivated.
So you talked a little bit about just the process of learning all around, holistically. Okay.
Holistic.
Costabelle, talk a little bit about with yours. Yours is a lot of, you're just beginning, not a whole lot.
Yeah, I'm the
know
opposite
who's
of
there.
Bobby.
So for yours, it's going to be more about aspirations. So tell us a little bit about that.
My process of my artistry, it's like as I go inside and stuff like that, and I also look out the outside too, and see how can that cross paths together and write that in my music. My aspirations are starting now to have a why I want to do them, like I said earlier, because I had to feel a lot of things to able to understand, and to understand life and understand what am I writing and what purpose does it have. Because before I came back to music, I didn't really have an ethos to writing. Why I wanted to say what I wanted to actually say. I knew I wanted to say about my struggles and my personal issues on my music, but I didn't have like a compass or a directed shield to able to help me to like process the light this way, so you can have your path perfect. So my is more aspirational and growing. I'm still learning, and also I'm learning from different perspectives and people, and also the outside world of, as I said, like the the world, the issues of the world, like poverty, war, famine, all that stuff. And I put it in my life a little bit too, because I know how it felt to be poor for a little bit, but sometimes I put my perspective and I look at a social media post of kids dying in a certain country because they don't have food. I can go off of, I'm not saying I'm comparing, but I'm doing this thing where I felt that feeling before, but imagine it times 10. And I try to see in God's view of how, that child is feeling. Imagine that kid on the rubble. I know how a rubble felt on the floor because I used to play on the floor, outside as a kid. But imagine living there outside. You don't get to go inside. So that's where I kind of take that inside, that pain that I felt just a little bit. But there's a kid out there who is 10 times experience it worse than me. And, I look at that and I say, that's aspirational in a way where you can do something about that, write about it, sing about it, to bring awareness. Like, there's many kids who are raising up on the internet. They see things, and artists is, they should be the face of our generation, and nobody's guiding these kids saying, if you see that online, just understand that, it's because they don't have a lot, or this is actually happening, awareness to it. Because eventually online is going to become very censored. It's going to become very protected. So I kind of want to bring that feeling of those kids who also feel that loneliness. It can be sang to them and they can feel it. So that's where I'm just like, I'm pulling that aspirations from different walks of life
Mhm.
plus mine. So yeah,
And there.
that's how my career is
So
going.
yours is that. Yeah. For me,
Amazing.
it's been let's see, from number one, it was just how do I always struggled to get that level of quality that I wanted
Mhm.
into the music. So it's always been how do I get, if you were to put a Watson Tunez record in a Michael Jackson and a Drake record or Kendrick, it was always like how do I get the same quality. Like I understand, Kendrick's lyrics are way up compared to mine, but the quality of it, his shouldn't be any, the quality of how the
Song
everything
should sound
sound,
like-
it should
yeah.
sound that. So that was my first aspiration. So
Mhm.
with our debut Long Way to Go, it was that I was like I had to go out and find, linked up with producers that had already produced for Kendrick, Drake, and all of them, because I wanted to have that same sound quality and everything. So once I kind of learned how to create music and get the sound to the quality that I want,
Mhm.
then the next aspiration was how do I make this a living out of this. And so that's been one of the biggest aspirations, is build a community around it. I'm more interested about the people that can relate and getting the message to them more than how much money I make out of it. We understand that we need money to be able to do what we do.
Yeah.
But my aspiration was I got to connect with the people who really can really get in tune with the healing
Yeah.
that I'm trying to provide. So that was that. I think in the future is to consistently be able to release music, because you release, for me, somebody was telling me, great guy, his name is Christian, and he's telling me, he's like, man, when are you gonna drop your next album? When are you gonna do XYZ?
I did the same
So mine
thing.
is like, yeah, it's been that. 'Cause I've been stuck on this long way to go. But now it's, we're getting there. And I tell all my fans, the Tune Squad, because I feel like I've just been AOL with a lot of them. They said, man, when are you going to come back and get back on the mic, get doing that? Because when you've been in this game and you've been, doing your thing, and you release an album, people like it, and you go on tour, you do that. And you just, it's a lot of consistency. The more consistent that you are, the better it is. So my aspirations now is to be consistent.
Right.
That my fans know that I'm gonna drop an album, another one's coming, and till the day I die, I think I will always continue to create music. So I just want to do it in cohesive with how our organized